are exactly what's on your quiz on Wednesday, like almost exactly. So here's what. Yes, because that's the faster way of doing it. Does that make sense? You don't have to use basic, but I would, right? Yeah. So half of the test is without it, and half is with it. So you take the first half, turn it in, get the second half, open your crumble. Is that cool? So yeah, all the word problems, all of them. I wouldn't believe it. Right? Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? Ladies in the back, last time I asked you to be quiet or else we're just going to go back to our regular seats. Okay, so on all of these, the key is this. I need 3 equations. And here's the good news is, the first one's always going to be really easy. The second one sometimes is a little bit trickier, and the third one might take you a hot minute, but that's it. Do I have to do these in math, though? Once I set them up, I am putting them into Desmos. So here we go. The first thing that we're going to say, before I start, I want to know what the heck I'm looking for. And looks like I am looking for some coins. I'm looking for nickels, dimes, and quarters. So that's the first thing I would do. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a baby D, because if you start doing the regular D, it ends up looking like a 0. So I use the baby D, right? Okay, that's the first thing we always want to do. What the hell are we looking for, right? What are our variables going to be? Now, here's what's important. You notice I am not doing these alphabetical, right? So your little key is going to matter, because I got in trouble for using the word gypsy on that day that I had all those people in to observe me, because apparently gypsy is a slur in Europe, right? We don't have gypsies here in America, but they have Roma people. I know, and so some principal said to Mrs. Cooper, that's a slur. And I'm like, oh my God. So I apologize to any gypsies in here that I offended. Roma people. That's not, I shouldn't be joking, right? But there's in Europe, there are people who are of Romani descent, and they used to call them gypsies. Okay, I know. Who knew? So white women witches. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so nice and easy. So Emma went into a car. She's got a handful of coins. She's got 38. Can you write me a very easy equation for that? And it's that easy. Okay, so I think maybe you got 2 choices today. You can be quiet, or you can go to the library and just watch the video. I'm cool either way, right? But what I don't want to do is keep stopping. I'm taping, and this is awkward for me. So do you want to stay, or do you girls want to go? Because I literally don't care. I get paid either way. You understand? But we're not going to keep making it so I have to stop the video. Is that okay? Okay. Because really, go to the library. I'm cool with that. I really am. I genuinely am. Okay. Does someone want to give me the very easy equation? It's so easy. Come on, you're brave enough. Do it. N plus D plus Q equals 38 coins, right? That's it. If you want to throw some ones in there, that might make it nice in a little bit. Okay, now the next thing I do is she's got all these coins sitting here, but they're also worth money, right? They're not just 1 coin, 2 coins, 3 coins. So can you, on your paper, do this same equation, but the next time do it so it's worth money? Here's a hint. Nickels are worth 5 cents. Keep on going. Everyone should be writing something.
You changed the decimals.
I changed the decimals. I absolutely did. You do. Now here's what's nice. Since this is Desmos, you don't have to change the decimals, but I don't want the 0.5. I went like this. And I made it 450 cents. Are we good? Okay. Now, big finish here. And the big finish is what's important. There is always going to be one that's a little weird, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come down here and we're going to talk about this. So before I do this last equation, I want everyone to turn to their neighbors and decide Does Emma have in her hand more dimes or more nickels? Turn and talk right now.
Dimes.
What did you guys decide? Does she have more dimes or more nickels?
Dimes.
She has more dimes. So here's what. I'm trying to make an equation balance. So I have a lot of dimes on one side. What do I have to do to nickels to bring them up to the same amount? Multiply by 2 to balance it, right? So I always think to myself, which is the bigger one? I'm not going to make it even bigger. I'm going to mess with the little one. Now, we have one last thing to do. The white old lady witch wants it in this order, but this is not in that order. So watch what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this D over. D, come over here. I'm going to move it right there. So here's what I've got. I've got 2n minus 1d equals, what happens with d minus d? 0. Sure. That's looking great. But I also have quarters, but this equation doesn't have any quarters. What does the white lady witch need me to put there? 0, sure. You could put a 0q or you could just put 0. I don't care. You do you. So that's the only trick tonight. That is it. That's actually pretty easy. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. 2n minus 1d plus 0q equals 0. Am I going to do any more math than that? No. Did I just read and write? Yeah. Set up our matrix. Set up our matrix. Make the old lady white witch do the work for us. 1, 1, 1. 5, 10, 25. 2. Watch that negative. Negative 1, 0. Now, the next letters matter. And here's why. Because she's going to give you the answer in an up and down way. You cannot just write to me the random thing. You've got to say nickels is, dimes is, quarters is. And the order that we did them in was nickels first, dimes second, quarters first. So, because that's what she's going to give us our answer in, right? That's why we have to do that. That's not alphabetical, right? Normally it's just X, Y, Z. But in this way, you want to make sure when we get that top number, that's nickels, right? And then finally, here we go. Nice, easy thing. So if someone at your table group has a Desmos, has a Chromebook and can do it, put it into Desmos real quick, that would be awesome. What'd you get? 10 nickels, 20 dimes, and 8 quarters. 8 quarters. Because here's what it showed up in. Here's how the gypsy gave it to, I'm sorry, the old white lady witch gave it to us like this. Don't write that on the test. That means nothing to me. You've got to write to me like there are 10 nickels and 20 dimes and 8 quarters. That's why this matters, right? It matters because you've got to go back and be like, ooh, nickels is 10, dimes is 20. That's as hard as this gets tonight. That's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, talk to me. And it's a little blue arrowy side arrow thing. I'll come do it with you. Give me a sec. Yeah. Yes. Oh, because if I write it like this, so I went nickels, dimes, quarters, and I wrote NDQ. So when the witch gives me my answer, she's going to give it to me in this order. Yeah? Yeah, you put it in this order. Yeah. And that's what you get to decide. And that's so whatever order you do here, horizontally, goes in here vertically, and she gives it to you in that same answer. So that's why, when we were doing this before, you're like, why do we have to do this part? This is our right? Yeah.
Go on, somebody who is here.
0, 0, 5, 1, yeah. Oh, you're moving it too much. Oh, I guess
Hey.
Yes.
Is it? Can you write the answer like this, or are you gonna keep?
No, I want, because it's a word, so in a math problem, you can do that. In a word problem, I want to know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, like nickels are, dimes are, quarters are. Good question. Here we go. Last one, best one. Mrs. Lineweaver, Mrs. Kernich, Mrs. Reimer, who are my friends, are poor because teachers are, and they've asked if they could make some money, and I said, sure, come paint my house. And I'm going to give them $500 bucks. But the reality is, if you know Mrs. Lineweaver, Mrs. Lineweaver, she's just there for the snacks, right? So I'm not going to pay her as much as I pay, like I'm going to pay them based on how hard they work, right? So we're looking for the end of the question is this. I want to know how much money I pay Mrs. Lineweaver, how much money I pay Mrs. Reimer, and how much money I pay Mrs. Kernich, right? So that's what I'm looking for at the end. So I'd like you all to start with the easy equation. I got Lineweaver, he's going to have some money. Kernich, he's going to have some money. Reimer's going to have some money. It's going to add up and equal $500 bucks. That's a very basic equation. Write it out. Write this, Ben. Do it. Here we go. So I did L plus R plus K equals 500. I've given the money. I'm not going to have any of that. Okay, nice and easy one. Now, we need another equation. So this one's a little bit tricky. Here we go. Mrs. Reimer and Mrs. Kernich, they were working together, and Mrs. Lineweaver was just off at the snack table eating the snacks all by herself. So here's what I have going on. Let's talk about it. I got Reimer and Kernich who are busy working away, and I got Mrs. Lineweaver sitting over there, like, you know, she bought cocktails, she's having a drink, she's living her best Lineweaver life. They are not equal at this point. They're not. Talk to each other. Who's working less? Lineweaver is. So I need to do stuff to her to make it equal these ladies. Not divide by 3. Times by 3 to make it bigger. I want to, this is more. Are you right? This is more. This is less. I want them to be equal.
Yeah, but
Okay, so guess what? With your neighbors, move it over. Get it in the right order. Are we okay?
Shouldn't it be L?
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that was a
Good
good
catch.
one.
That was nice. Okay, last one, best one. Nice and easy. It's not even a hard one. Work with your little neighbors. Poor Mrs. Kernich worked harder than Mrs. Reimer. Man, she just, you know, she's got a young kid, so she needs that money. Could you write me a little equation and think about it in your little head? We got Mrs. Kernich. We got Mrs. Reimer. Oh, we got Mrs. Reimer. But Mrs. Reimer, they're not even. Think in your little thinky head. Who does more? So who do I need to mess with to bring it up so it's equal? I'm going to have to add 2 hours to Mrs. Reimer, right? Move it all over. Guess what? I don't even have Lineweaver in that part of the problem. I'm going to move Mrs. Reimer over. Want me to redo it? Okay, I'm going to redo it. So we said that we got Kernich and Mrs. Reimer, but she needs 2 more hours to equal what Kernich did. Right? Now, I want it to be in this, I want all these letters on this side, right? So I'm going to move this guy over, move him over here. Are we cool?
Yeah.
Let me scroll down a little bit. These cancel out. So what I have is minus 1R plus 1K equals 2. That's looking pretty good. But Mrs. Lineweaver was not even in this freaking sentence. We give her 0. Are we good? So we are going to, thank you. Oh, thank you. Your mom is here. She goes here. So we are going to put it in the matrix. I'm not going to do it because I want to give you a full 20-something minutes to work on the homework, right? But I will tell you, if you do it, Mrs. Lineweaver only gets $125, but Mrs. Kernich gets like $188.50, and Mrs. Reimer gets $186.50. Says, you know what? Mrs. Reimer who was just drinking coffee.
She's in Costa Rica.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. I did something for you unusual. I gave each of you an individual answer sheet. You can keep it, but I didn't want people to get frustrated tonight and feel like I need an answer sheet, so I did it. I need you to do 6 problems. I will check it tomorrow. Number 3 is a little tricky. So if you were one of my friends who thought AP pre-calc, regular pre-calc, if you're that friend of mine, do number 3. I can come and talk to you about it. If you're not that friend of mine and you were like, I'm lucky I'm even in regular pre-calc, you can skip number 3 and skip one other one. In the meantime, I told you I would do this and I'm doing it. I am collecting the orange worksheet from Mr. Gillespie. If you did not do it, I will take it tomorrow, but if you're turning it into me today, you will get 5 points out of 4. If you do it tomorrow, you will get 4 points out of 4. Do you need one? Is that what you're asking for? I gave everyone credit. Okay, then you will go up here.
Can you just excuse me for a minute? I don't need points. Just excuse me for a minute.
No, I need to practice. That's why you're struggling.
I'm not struggling on this.
Oh, wait, stop.